Hey everybody, I'm back. I know it's been a quick minute since I've been on YouTube, but I'm back at least for one video, so actually before I get into the topic of this video, I want to give you guys a couple little life updates. I got a job in an engineering office, kind of as like a receptionist or secretary or office manager, not really manager, whatever you want to call that. I'm still there, not totally loving the work. I know it's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm still learning a lot and I'm making money, so I can't complain. And then the second big update is that I am an auntie. Here's the basic timeline. My brother and his wife got married in September, and then she ended up giving birth back in March due to severe preeclampsia. Like, it was shutting down her organs and everything. And the doctors were basically like, we need to get this baby out of here right now. So baby Ivy came 3 months early. She was born just a day under 26 weeks at 1 pound 3 ounces. She is just so precious. She is honestly a miracle from God. Oh, and then I flew by myself to San Diego to go meet up with a big family that I know from church. So anyways, all that aside, I have kind of a confession to make. I have been doing resolutions for the past couple years. One of my resolutions for this year was to go on my first date. Shocking, isn't it? I've never been on a date before. And it's not like I wanted a boyfriend or something. I just wanted a little taste of what I've been missing ever since I just yeeted out of the womb. Not that I'm complaining, I've learned a lot, but this year I was just like, I just want to experience one date. And it's June, so I still have hope for that happening, but that's not such a big concern for me anymore. And that's basically what this video is about. Also, as you can tell, I'm filming outside, and I think something just bit me right here because it really itches. So throughout 2018, I've been on a bit of an unintentional self-love journey because now that I'm 3 years graduated, I'm looking back to my high school days and I'm realizing I thought I was so secure and confident in myself back then, but that was a lie, and here are some examples. You can literally ask anyone from my high school class, or just my high school in general. I filled my eyebrows in so dark, and like I overfilled them. Like, they looked horrible, and no one ever told me, so thank you, class. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally not bitter about it. But seriously, I was so worried about having little tiny eyebrows like these that I was just like, oh, I need to overcompensate and overfill them in. I don't want to do this, but I'll put a picture here. And then back around, I want to say sophomore or junior year, and I've mentioned this before in videos, it got to the point where when someone would call my name, my face would light up like a tomato just shining in the sun. I was beet red. And back then I just thought it was some weird phase or something that I was going through. Now looking back, it's because I didn't like the attention being all focused on me. Even if it was just one person trying to talk to me, I'm like, oh, I can't handle the attention. And I remember, was it my senior year? Our class had to memorize Hamlet's soliloquy. That is my favorite word in existence. Anyways, now that we're past that, you know, Hamlet, the to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler, I'm gonna stop myself there, actually. I would go on and say that, but I'm gonna stop myself there. I actually do remember most of it too. Getting on with the story, we had to say that in our English class, just kind of as like a exercise, I guess, and thank goodness I had the opportunity to say it in front of only like less than 10 people. And I remember just getting so into it. I was really like pouring my emotions out into this thing, maybe not completely, but more than just saying it to be or not to be. But while I was doing this whole speech, this whole to be or not to be speech, about like halfway through, I realized that people were like paying attention to me and people were listening to me, and I just slipped back into that little shell of just monotonous speaking, all because people were listening to me. It's kind of like I didn't want people to know that I actually cared about and enjoyed poems and plays and sonnets and stuff. And then some of you know that I used to play flute in band. And we would do this exercise kind of as a warm-up where you breathe in for, let's say, 4 counts, and you would have the whole pre-cinematic Thanos double snap thing going on, right? Snap, snap, snap. Don't even get me started on Infinity War, honestly. You know, and then you breathe out and breathe in, breathe out. and there would always be a student leading, and I was so thankful that my name never got called to do this exercise until one day it did, and it was my worst nightmare. And at first I was okay. I probably got like a couple snaps in, and then I looked around, realized people were staring at me, and I ran into the other room, called out, "Somebody else do it for me, somebody else lead this warm-up." And that night I emailed my band teacher basically saying, never do that again. I honestly can't believe I didn't know that I was insecure back then. I don't know how that works. And like even sports, I never played sports because I didn't want everyone's eyes on me. Of course I did have good moments in high school, but I'm not really focusing on that aspect right now. So this past January, 2 noticeable changes took place, and they were totally unintentional. Number 1, I stopped wearing makeup because I was too lazy, hence why you can see just normal face here, not made up or anything. And then number 2, I started working out. And I didn't start working out to make myself feel stronger. I started working out because I thought it would make me more lovable. That, oh, if I could just be super skinny, then everyone will love me. I mean, ever since 7th grade, I've been like sucking my stomach in to try and be as skinny as everybody else, and just let the tummies fly, you guys. And I have failed on that stuff a little bit. Like, I went to a Christian conference and I wore some eye makeup, and I stopped working out when I went down to San Diego by myself. Okay, I just flew there by myself. I didn't actually do things there by myself, but whatever. So I'm kind of getting to the point where I maybe want to wear some makeup again, more as just a creative thing than hiding my flaws, like, I don't know, acne, my eyebrows, my eyelashes. I promise you I do have eyelashes. They're just very light and very short. And like my oily skin and everything. Through this whole process of not wearing makeup anymore, I kind of realized that it took recognizing and embracing my flaws to really learn how to best love myself. And then once I started working out, I realized that the chubbier parts of me were nothing to be ashamed of. So this whole self-love thing was completely unintentional, like I mentioned. And the other day in the car, I made the most stupid joke, and it was just me in the car, but I was cracking up. I was just reduced to tears because of this really stupid, lame joke that I don't remember anymore, unfortunately. And I kind of started to realize in that moment that I need to fall in love with myself. And that totally reminds me of Ankle Biters from Paramore. It literally says fall in love with yourself, that's why. But I'm really learning how best to enjoy the life I've been given. I'm learning to give myself grace for the moments that I fail, because I know that rather than getting upset with myself, it's a learning experience. And I'm learning to put my complete 100% full trust in God, knowing that He's the only one who can bring good out of any situation, good or bad. So anyways, going back to the start of this whole video with the whole like I want to go on a date thing, this morning I woke up early. Actually, I decided this last night. I woke up early because I wanted to go out to breakfast, and usually like I go out with someone else. So when the alarm rang at a bright and early 6:45 this morning, 98% of me was just like, Hannah, you need to stay in bed right now. Do not get out there. Go back to sleep, get your beauty rest, because clearly I need it. But that 2% was just so persistent. I honestly tried to go back to sleep and I just couldn't. Even though this was a very small thing to do, it was kind of like a step that I definitely need to take, because I'm always a little too nervous to do things by myself, I guess. So I got up, I went to breakfast at my favorite restaurant, I got my favorite meal, I got my favorite drink, peach iced tea, thank you. And I dug into the Word, because I know that when I look to God, I'll have the ability to see myself more clearly through His eyes. So my encouragement to you all is basically this: learn how to best love yourself. Take yourself out to coffee, go shopping, buy those clothes that you wish you could pull off but you think you just can't because, I don't know, they don't fit your body type or they don't match your skin tone or whatever. Get that haircut you're considering. Throw on a playlist of your favorite songs and just dance. I've done that the past couple nights and I just like don't even care how stupid I look because I'm the only one watching. And I'm not really watching, I'm like living it. Make the lamest puns you can think of. Start to fall in love with yourself for who you are now, not a projection of your future self. I think that's actually typical marriage advice, like marry the person they are now, not who you expect them to be or who they think they'll be. And it's good advice for us too. I just wish you guys all the best of luck on your self-love journeys because you are worth it. You deserve to love yourself. And God will be with you every step of the way. So I'm gonna end my video here because clearly it's getting dark outside and I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So I'm thinking I want to make more videos coming up, so go ahead and let me know what you want to see me talk about, and I guess I'll see you guys next time, whenever that might be. Now go out there and make someone smile today, even if it's just yourself.